Man of Jesus. It's me, Chandra, from VII. We're standing here today for the motion on the topic, should science revive the extinct animals or not? Wouldn't that be fun, playing with him and stuff? But some people might say they can harm you and the relatives, friends, and anyone who comes to your home. But that's not true. The dinosaurs grew big and scary because of the resources which was in the past. But right now there is a lack of resource which can cause them to become of small size. Some people might say that where do you keep them? We can just keep them in an island where they can live happily. Now there people are saying that bringing extinct animals can cause the other animals which are present right now to go to the extinction. But that's a part of the ecosystem. Animals eat other animals and the other animals give birth again. I would like to say some points so that your conception gets clear. The point number one, they can help restore the old ecosystem which was in the past. We humans before have hunted many animals and had them go to extinction. But we can make our past mistakes correct and give them a nice habitat. Many complicated animals who live in the seas, who are birds, have many complicated habitats. But that's the same thing for the extinct animals as well. They can also have a habitat where they can live perfectly. Now, the people say that the extinct animals might go crazy here and there, but we can also train them like we train dogs, cats, and other animals. Like imagine training a small dinosaur who runs here and there and transports the resources. Wouldn't that be amazing? There would be less pollution and less resources would be used. By saying this, I would like to conclude my debate.
Teachers, my worthy opponents, and their friends, I am Tani Tanaka, and today I stand before you to strongly go against the motion that science should bring back extinct animals. Although this sounds exciting and amazing, bringing back extinct animals are way more complicated and risky than people think. Now, I would like to state some points on why science should not bring back extinct animals. Point number one, we can't even truly bring them back. Many people think of the extinction as if scientists can just press a magic button and bring them back, but that's not how nature works. Even with professionals cloning and gene editing, scientists cannot bring the same exact animal which disappeared years ago. They can only bring back clones. A scientific review in 2025 stated that the extinction only creates proxies, not the real species. And one of the animals to ever be cloned, the Pyrenean ibex, died few minutes after birth, which shows us how extinction cannot just be removed like a mistake on a computer. Once a species is gone, its habitat, ecosystem, behaviors are all gone too. Point number two, bringing them back might harm artificial ecosystems. A revived animal may be harmful, spread new diseases, or even push endangered animals closer to extinction. Point number three. It is not fair to watch an animal. The extinction includes high risk of failure, painful deformities, and early deaths. So if and early deaths, bringing back animals, creating animals who have suffered and struggles just to live is not responsible science. My last point is that it causes waste of money instead of saving animals that still need our help. Thousands of animals like tiger, rhinos, sea turtles urgently need our help. Instead of spending millions on trying to bring back mammoths, we should spend our money on trying to protect animals which still have a real chance. In conclusion, extinction is not just an on the button. We should focus on protecting what we have right now, not in trying to bring back something that we already lost. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. My name is VII and I'm from VII Medusa, and today I'm going to be speaking on the topic on why scientists should try to revive extinct animals, and I'm speaking for the motion. Now, without any further delay, let's start. Point number 1. We can fix our past mistakes. As you may already know, people have hunted animals, and therefore it has been extinct since the habitat has also been destroyed. And there are examples like dodo bird, passenger pigeon, Tasmanian tiger, etc. They all have went extinct because people hunted them and destroyed their habitat. But if we resurrect these animals and we revive these animals, we bring them back to life, then we can fix our past mistakes. Point number 2, we can rebuild our ecosystem. As my fellow opponent has said here that there are no ecosystems for them to live in and there's no habitats to live in, I strongly disagree with this. Why? Because scientists are only trying to revive those animals which have a habitable ecosystem. For example, passenger pigeons. Passenger pigeons can be resurrected, and they can also live in the North American forest. And if we bring back various extinct animals, we can get various advantages such as rich biodiversities for future generations. We can also reduce the climate changes, and we can also reduce global warming greatly. I'd like to give an example. Woolly mammoth. Woolly mammoth is an animal from the Ice Age which has gone extinct thousands of years ago. Now, scientists are trying to bring it back using Asian elephant DNA. And if the woolly mammoth is resurrected and it is revived again, then it can help to restore the frozen grasslands in places such as Siberia. And after these frozen grasslands are restored, then climate changes can also be reduced greatly, and also global warming can also be reduced greatly. And point number 3, it can advance technology. As you may already know, there are thousands of technologies we have today, but de-extinction is possible, but it is very difficult. And with the technology we have today, de-extinction pushes the technology to advance more and develop more, so we can successfully de-extinct an animal. Saying this, I would like to conclude my speech. Thank you.
Money, time, and resources away from us from protecting the animals we have today. Thousands of species all over the world are already in danger of going extinct. So shouldn't we focus more on protecting them first? Instead of reviving extinct animals, we shouldn't even let them go extinct. Supporters might say they help to build our ecosystem, but shouldn't we focus more on protecting the environment we have today rather than rebuilding the one that's already gone? Second, the world has changed. The habitats of the extinct animals have disappeared due to global warming and climate change. Some people might say we can build new habitats, but that's unrealistic and it can be extremely expensive. Third, they can damage our ecosystems, or they can carry various unknown diseases. Some people might say we can control them, but history shows that we often fail to control species that widely spread. In conclusion, we shouldn't be looking backward, but we should focus more on protecting the species we have today. Extinction shouldn't be irreversible or casual, but it should remain as a warning. Thank you.
Has said that there can be a risk of diseases spreading. There is a new technology. Scientists are using new technology. It is called CRISPR. What CRISPR does is basically you can remove any kinds of disease from when you're gene editing and when you're trying to bring back the extinct animals, and you can also make these animals stronger and healthier than before.
More causes of online fraud, addiction, and even suicide involving young people are needed to make a change. How many more numbers of youngsters are needed to spoil their life to make a change? Good afternoon, respected panel of judges, honorable teachers, and my dear friends. My name is Shreya Powell from VII Medusa, and today I am firmly standing in front of you to strongly support the motion. Should there be a minimum age requirement to own a smartphone? So let's begin. Children are the future of any home or country. We need to lead children in a right path. Let children grow before technology controls them, set an age and protect the future. A 13-year-old boy from Madhya Pradesh, India had a habit of playing Free Fire's game online. His mother found out that rupees 40,000 was deducted from her bank balance in the name of game. The angry mother called her son and slapped him. The son later committed suicide with an apology letter to the mother. You see, the life of the boy would have been saved if there was a limited age requirement for a smartphone. Children should be running, talking, exploring, and building friendships. But early smartphone usage creates a digital isolation. Instead of sharing real conversation, children share emojis. Instead of playing outside, they play online, which restricts their physical and mental growth. We can clearly observe in our community, with the increasing use of smartphones and tablets among children, they like to spend less quality time with their parents and communicate less with their parents, which weakens the parent-child bond. Technology is a useful servant but a dangerous master. Quotes by Christian Lewis Langley, a Nobel Peace Prize winner. It means technology is helpful when we control it, but becomes dangerous when it starts to control us. When we use technology wisely, for example, smartphones, computer, and mobile device, it makes our work easier, faster, and comfortable. But if we become too much over-dependent on it without maintaining discipline, it can harm us. For example, children who spend too much time on screen may get addict, talking less to their family, losing academic progress, and even get exposed to harmful content like cyberbullying and cybercrime. A smartphone is not a toy; it is a powerful tool, and powerful tool requires maturity, awareness, and discipline that mainly children do not possess. As it is difficult for a parent to monitor every app their children perform on smartphones, setting a minimum age requirement makes things safer not only for children but also for parents. Setting a minimum age requirement is not a restriction; it is a protection of our growing mind. The online world is not safe for children as cyberbullying, cybercrime, online fraud, fake friends, scams, and harmful content all exist everywhere online. So, setting a minimum age requirement acts like a protection for the growing mind. A smartphone without maturity is like a door without a lock. Studies prove that too much screen time can cause eye strain, sleep problems, low academic performance, and even cause depression. Yes, I agree. In today's digital era, smartphone has become an integral part of our life. While it offers immense benefit, it also poses serious risks, especially to children and teenagers. Therefore, I firmly believe that there should be a limited age required to own a smartphone. In conclusion, we cannot change the digital world, but we can prepare our children to use smartphone and gadgets at the right time. By saying this, I would like to again support the motion. There should be a limited age required to use a smartphone and conclude my speech. Thank you.
Good afternoon, esteemed judges, respected teachers, and fellow debaters. Today I, Ashanya, stand here to debate on the topic. There should be a minimum age requirement to own a smartphone, and I am against the motion. As we are all aware, this generation is all about technology, finding the latest trends and newest fashion posts. Even though I strongly disagree, it is important for all of us to acknowledge the fact that there are now new ways to share and gain knowledge. Now, let me talk about a controversial fact: children owning smartphones. By children, I do not mean kids the age of 2 to 5. By children, I am talking about kids who have learned responsibility and know what they are aware of. Even when a child receives their first smartphone, I do not think parents should just give it to them without any consequences. Parents should install parental guidance apps that gives them notifications each time a child tries to download software, gets notifications, searches up something, or gets added into a chat. Not only does this help keep the parents' mind at ease, but it also helps keep the child safe from any danger. Now, I would like to talk about another fact. The smartphones help keep children under control, and it also helps them become responsible. Everyone, be honest with me for once. Every time you go out anywhere, don't you feel your pocket every minute or so to check if your smartphone is still there? If you are lying, if you're saying no, then you are definitely lying. Having a smartphone is a huge responsibility, and this will teach children that if they want to keep something valuable, they will have to keep it safe. There are hundreds of reasons why I think children should have smartphones, but of course, it has to have limitations. But saying this, I would like to end my debate today. Thank you.
Debate on a further motion on why there should be a minimum age required to owning a smartphone. First of all, studies have shown that teenagers and kids using smartphone receive social anxiety, depression, and other mental illnesses. The reason for this is social media and smartphones. According to the recent statistics report in 2025, over 90% of all children using social media have a small amount or a large amount of anxiety or depression. As my fellow debaters said, that smartphones help to keep kids under control. This is not true. For example, you wouldn't let your kid drink alcohol or do drugs. However, recent studies have shown that the use of smartphones, especially social media, have a higher addiction rate than even some drugs and alcohol. You wouldn't let your kid drink alcohol, so why would you let them use smartphones without proper guidance? Nowadays, we have proper apps which can block certain social media apps altogether or for certain times or some addicting features. Recently, 16. The reason for this was continual cyberbullying of children and online predators. The internet, even after all these laws, is still very unprotected and unpredictable. This is why I say there should be a minimum age requirement to owning a smartphone. Even though this is a new age of technology, kids can be supervised on how to use and learn how to use computers, smartphones, etc. This is why I say there should be a minimum age requirement to own a smartphone. Thank you.
Should be there an age minimum for owning a smartphone? I agree that there should be one, but what about the children who are learning from the social media? We do agree that in 2019 pandemic, cell phone help us to spend our times a lot too. I would like to also counter-attack my favorite debater. Yes, I believe that they can also get addicted. What about the screen time limits, filters, and everything? Parents can easily take their phones so they can also focus on their studies. Not only that, in smartphones, most of the children are learning something from it, from games and all. Not only that, why does a responsible child have to face the consequences of the unresponsible one? Many of the children from age 9 to 10 may be responsible more than from the age 16. Some may be not even mature even at 16. Yes, there can be also cyberbullying and everything. But what about parents set their children to contacts only? And what about the filters? And the parents can also ban some of the social media so they can get addicted to it. I would like to ask all of you that what if emergencies happen? Or emergency
she doesn't knock at the 13 years old child and says that can I put some emergencies in your life? No, emergencies can happen at any time, even at school. For example, a student is walking to school alone. What if a stranger follows them and hurts them and injures them? First of all, they can also call their parents to inform that they are there. And parents can also put a tracker in the device so they can track wherever the children can go. From saying this, I would like to change your mind about there should not be an age minimum for a child to own a smartphone. Thank you.
My dear fellow debaters, the respected panel of judges and all the present personalities. Me, Akshay Chaudhary, and today I am debating on the topic that there should be a minimum age requirement to own a smartphone, and I am going for the motion. First of all, as AD said, students can... As AD said that nowadays kids need smartphones because of emergencies. In case of emergency, we can use the smartphones of the supervisors that are around us. And in the emergencies occur in school, we can go to the infirmary, the school can contact our parents or guardians. And according to her, when something goes southward, for example, we get bullied or hit in a street, there are people around us whose smartphones we can use. There are police. We can also use CCTVs. Police stations are all around us. We can go up to the police and tell them as well. And in case of an emergency such as us getting lost, we can also go to the police station for that. And my second point is that according to my fellow debater Ashinya, the generation of now is of technology, which means we are taught about technology, which is we have a live example in our school, such as computer, 3DI, and etc. And by learning about those, we students are responsible for our own gadgets. According to studies, more than 70% of the mental illnesses such as depression, social anxiety are all found in age groups from 5 to 15. The minimum age requirement to own a smartphone should be from age 10 to 15 because at that time we kids and teenagers realize about our own responsibilities and are able to keep our phone or valuable safe. And according to Ashinya, every single person, whenever we go out, we pat our pockets a few times every single minute to check if our phone is there or not, which ensures that we students are responsible. But responsibility shall not be given into small hands, which is big. For example, we should always start small. And because we are already taught about technologies, my friend AD said that the parents could add parental controls and things, but because of the technological studies, our students are now pretty smart, which allows us to change the